And now I didn't tell you to prepare for this, Chlemi, but I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Okay, gotcha.
Your number one sports movie, all sports. Does it of all these ones that you listed?
Oof.
Any movie?
Oof.
Give me your. I'll give you a top three. I'll give you some leeway. Top three of
The
all the
top
movies,
three of
listed
all
or
of
not
them.
listed. What are the three greatest sports movies of all time? And I have to do this too.
Oh,
I didn't do this beforehand, so I got to figure this out right now too.
okay. All right. Ooh, well, this is a tough one. I mean, I think for me, I'm gonna go number one is Rocky. I think
The
Rocky
best
just.
sports movie of all time.
I think it's just such a classic one. I feel like
Okay.
it's just such a classic, like
Okay.
really great one. Number two, I'm gonna go The Sandlot. I think as my favorite baseball movie, and like I feel like that's also like this. That's definitely up there for me. And then number three, I'm just like looking back at the list again.
Yeah.
Ah, I think I'm broken. If I get to count that one, I'm gonna count that one. I really
Really?
like that
Really?
movie.
Wow. You
Yeah,
like that movie a
yeah.
lot.
I really like that movie.
Okay.
If
Okay.
I'm able to count that one, that's more than counts. But yeah.
I think it's criminal that you didn't include The Blind Side. You chose
Oh,
Unbroken over The
oh,
Blind Side.
oh, wait. No, that's a
Unbroken's
shame.
good. I'm not,
Oh,
no
that's a
disrespect to
shame.
Unbroken, but you really went, nope, not The Blind Side, and chose Unbroken, which to me is just a crime.
Oh,
Um,
yeah, no, that was okay. Yeah, and I
yeah,
was. Yeah,
because I'm going to tell you
I
right
really should have been
now
broken though.
that The Blind Side is the best sports movie of all time. It's number one.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Um, see, now I kind of want to do a bullshit thing and say Rocky slash Creed for number two because they're within the same genre.
I think,
No, all
but
right.
like they're
If I'm
different
not allowed to
movies.
do that, I'm not allowed to do that. I'm telling you that Creed is the number two movie.
Okay,
I
all right.
already explained why Creed over Rocky for
Yeah,
me.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm gonna
That's
go with
fine. There you
Creed
go.
as my number two then.
Okay.
Um, and then my number three, I'm struggling between Coach Carter and Miracle, but I'm gonna go Miracle. Because like I said, it's debatable that it's the best sports movie of all time. My
Mm-hmm.
top three, you could honestly put any of them in any spot, and I'd be like,
Mm-hmm.
all right, cool, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Because it's just so good.
I
Um,
feel like an underrated Coach Carter now that I'm looking back at my basketball. I probably should have that at one. Okay, Space
I
Jam,
mean,
but yeah.
listen, in general, what I noticed is you went more with the like nostalgia, like
Yeah.
classics,
Mm-hmm.
versus I was more about like the quality of the specific movie,
Yeah,
which
yeah, yeah.
there's nothing wrong with either argument. Both
I mean,
arguments.
I also think I had most of those movies in the list for the top three. It was just like maybe not the
Yeah,
top, you
right,
know?
exactly. It was like where I had Space Jam 2, Carter 1, you had them reversed.
Yeah.
Understandable. Understandable. So now the next question I have for you, and I'll jog your
Mm-hmm.
memory if you want. What's the biggest mistake I made? What do you think?
The biggest mistake of all of your picks.
Like, what do you disagree with the
Ooh.
most?
Ooh, you may have to go over your list again. Wait, what was your baseball list again? Because I
Well,
feel like
I
I
had a
not.
feeling it was going to be baseball because I went Bull Durham 1, Major League 2, A League of Their Own 3.
Yeah, no, baseball. Just
Yeah.
your whole baseball list. What is that?
I knew you were going to come at me for that one. But I knew that you were going to be mad at me for my baseball list. I knew that.
Yeah, the baseball list. I was surprised by that one. That one I was like, all right.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
That's
I
okay.
have
Man, that's
here,
okay.
baseball is by far the sport that I wrote the most down. I mean, we didn't even talk about the bench warmers,
Oh yeah.
which is
Bench warmers too.
hilarious. The Rookie, the Dennis Quaid one, where he's like 50 years old and he's a science teacher and then he makes it to the major leagues on a tryout.
I don't think I've seen that
If
one.
you haven't seen, it's a true story. If you haven't seen it, check it out.
I watched it. I recently. I was like literally like 2 days ago when I knew we were making this. I watched The Natural.
Yeah.
That's actually an honorable mention for baseball too for me.
Yeah.
I just watched that
Honorable
one. I was like,
mention
holy
for
shit, that
me
was a good
too.
one.
I was going to talk about it. I think a lot of people, including my dad, are going to be mad at us because neither of us put Field of Dreams on our top.
Yeah, I was looking at that one too.
Field of
Yeah.
Dreams, for a lot of men, that's like their favorite
Kevin
movie.
Costner has a lot of these movies. Like
Kevin
has a lot of
Costner
these
and Dennis
movies.
Quaid play the same character in all their movies. You can't convince me otherwise. They're just the same person in all of those
And the
movies.
more I'm thinking about this, I'm like, they really got
Yeah,
they got
for
quite
real.
a stranglehold here
Yeah,
on the
Bull
sports movie.
Durham too. They're in all these movies. What else? I don't know if we missed anything else. 8 Men Out. People like that. I've never seen it, so I didn't include it. But it's
Mm.
like a good one. And not this is nowhere close. It's probably not even top 10, but it's a cute movie if you want to check it out. It has John Hamm in it. $1 Million Arm. It's a true story about this agent who basically loses everything, and he ends up creating a contest in India to find a
Oh
pitcher, baseball
to find a
pitcher,
picture, yeah.
and if you win, you'll make $1 million. And so like India goes crazy. All these cricket players, not professionals, but like good cricket players, compete to see who can throw a baseball the hardest and make it, and eventually get a tryout to make on a major league not a major league team, but to get picked up. So it's a pretty funny movie.
Yeah, I think I've seen that one. That was a good one. Yeah.
John Hamm in India is funny, and then when he brings the 3 Indian guys back to the U.S. and like they're so confused about an elevator. Like when they stick their hand in and the elevator doors open, they're all like super amazed by it. It's a good movie. Nowhere near the top 10.
Ooh, another one. Baseball. Trouble with the Curve. That's also
Never
a
seen
good
it.
one.
Heard about
That's
it.
a good one. That's
Never
a good
seen
one. Clint Eastwood in that one too. That's a good one.
it.
That's another good one. That's another really good one. I like.
What else? Oh, okay. So for football, one that we missed that I was thinking about a little bit was Concussion.
Yeah,
There's
Concussion too.
not
That was a
that
good one.
much of actual football in it, which is why it was okay. And the
Mhm.
NFL the NFL is not a big fan of it. But
I
it's
don't
a
know
really
like
good
concussion
movie.
stories.
Yeah. Um, yeah. I mean, that's
So what do you
about
think was
it.
my biggest mistake? What about for me?
I mean, I personally like it's hard to call it a mistake because it's just a
No,
different
obviously. I
opinion.
just mean like, yeah.
But like Space Jam over Coach Carter to me is pretty ridiculous. I wouldn't have done that. And then yeah, I mean, I can't really. What was your number one for? Yes, actually, I would say also Unbroken. Like, even if we count it as a sports movie,
Mm-hmm.
I would have had other movies above it. I would have personally had Cool Runnings above it.
Fair enough. Okay.
But that's just personal taste.
That's the reason I really like that movie, so I'm keeping it number
Yeah,
one. But
yeah, no,
I get it.
I appreciate. I liked it. It was like okay, even
Yeah.
like I said, forget the debate about whether or not it's actually a sports movie. In terms of how good the movie is, it's good, but it's not.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't like blow me away. I will give it credit if we look at it from a sports aspect, though. The running scene is really well shot. It's really
Oh
cool
yeah.
the way they film him on the track. And yeah, I remember I looked it up real quick. He ended up like 7th place, but he started the last lap in
Oh, that's
12
right. The record for the last lap.
and his record stands to this day.
Oh, does it
He's
really?
got the fastest last what it was, what was it, 1600-meter race, or what's the,
Yeah.
I think it's not the 800, so I think it's the 1600.
Wasn't it relay?
It wasn't a relay, no.
It wasn't a relay. No.
He was I remember in the US he
Oh,
ran
you're right. You're right.
he was a mile runner, but there's no mile race in the
Mm-hmm.
Olympics. I think it's a 1600. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Let me do the math.
Probably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't. I think 1600 because 4 laps around a 400-meter track is about a mile.
Yeah.
So it's a 1600 race. He still to this day holds the record for the fastest 400-meter split on that last one. And he impressed Hitler. So yeah, shout out to your Italian. Frank Zamperini, right? That's his name.
Frank Zamperini.
Yeah, Frank Zamperini. So I wouldn't like that. To me, that's bold to put it as number one. But
to that category. Well, was it? It wasn't. I have number 3 of my.
It was your number 3 of
okay.
all your sports movies.
Okay, I'm putting Blindside at number 3.
Okay,
Unbroken number 4.
Thank you.
Yeah, number 3.
Thank you.
I forgot. Literally, like I looking at my list. I wasn't looking at football for whatever reason. I was looking at the categories.
I know. I
Blindside
put you on the spot on that one.
No,
so
no.
I understand that, but yeah, when you had it, your number 1 of assorted and your number 3 overall, that's too high for me. But
fair.
I understand where you're coming from. It's a good movie.
It's probably number 4 though. Might go lie. Well, yeah, maybe number 4 though. Might go lie.
Over Coach Carter? And over Space Jam?
I feel like I would have Space Jam I'd say wouldn't be as close there. I feel like remember the Titans would be like close to.
Remember the Titans is good.
And then Coach Carter over Space Jam. Probably I'm a key Space Jam number 1 for that one, but like
fair enough. I mean
Coach Carter is definitely close to top 5 too in like all-time sports movies. I won't have to lie.